Let me start at the very beginning. From the time I was a child, I could see things. Figures walking through my house. Headless, armless, maimed in battle. God only knows the other things I saw. I've blocked out most of the horrific memories, but the one thing I can never forget is the reason why I have such bad insomnia today. At night, when my mother would tuck me in and turn off the light, I would lay there in my bed and once my eyes had adjusted to the darkness, I would see them crawling all over the walls and the ceiling, sometimes the floor. They looked like gargoyles. Gargoyles patterned after dogs. I didn't know what they were, what they wanted, but they always had their faces away from me. Sometimes they would be stationary and not move for hours. Other times they would be frantically racing around the room, as if they were trying to find a way to get closer to me. Sometimes it would be one or two. Sometimes 10 or 12. The last time I saw them, I was 10 years old. They crawled and scurried along the ceiling and the walls. And then one of them stood up. It was right above my bed, and it stood up on the ceiling as if it were the floor. It arched its back, twisted its head around, and stared straight at me. Instead of a face, it had black, dark, shadowy, hollow hole. It's as if its neck formed up into the shape of a head, but there was no face. Just two blood-red eyes staring back at me. The eyes filled with hatred. And then I heard it growling and snarling. The next thing that happened I was not prepared for. It spoke.
One day we will kill
I shut my eyes out of fear and threw the blanket over my head. I heard a loud thump, as if something had landed on the floor next to my bed. I felt something creaking. Pressure on my bed. I could feel it putting its paws, or whatever the fuck you want to call them, next to me, pushing down with the weight of 1,000 arms. I could hear it breathing right next to my ear. You belong to us. At that moment, I fell asleep, as if I had fallen under some sort of spell that immediately knocked me unconscious. That was the last time I ever saw them. Well, until recently. I'm 25 now. It's been 15 years. Nothing. But the other night, I was trying to go to sleep, and I heard scratching of claws on the walls and ceiling. An too familiar sound. When I opened my eyes, I saw them crawling all over the walls and ceiling. I heard one of them speak. 5 days. I was filled with fear, but I'm an adult now, and I should be able to handle this. I jumped out of bed and flipped on the light. And as I expected, there was nothing anywhere. The next night, I awoke hearing the same noise, seeing them again. 4 days. Again, I jumped out of bed, flipped on the light. In a frantic rage, I started punching at things, but my fists met nothing but air. Last night, they said 2 days. They're counting down, and I don't know what they're gonna do to me. I went out today and bought a gun. I know it won't have any effect on them, but it will on me. I'm not gonna let those bastards get me. I'm recording this. That way you know what happened to me. these things exist. And if you ever see them, they always come back. They always come back.